Hey everyone, it's Danny, and just wanted to do a video blog update, mostly just because I didn't want to type everything out. It was just there's obviously a lot to talk about right now, and uh, as you can tell, I'm pretty ecstatic. I am home. I'm very, very excited that I got out a couple of days early. The original plan was for me to come home tomorrow, which is Thursday, but I got to actually come home yesterday around noon. And that's just because my levels are up, and my doctors were really happy with where everything was. And that's just fantastic. That's exactly what we had hoped for. My white blood cell count kept doubling, tripling sometimes overnight, and I had to kind of reach the 2,000 range, and I hit that on Tuesday morning. And so they had kind of given me an indication on Monday that I might be going home on Tuesday. I didn't really want to jinx it, because it was kind of barring any setbacks, barring any fevers, things like that. And yeah, I did get a little worried Monday night. My temperature didn't spike. I didn't get a fever, but it went up a little bit in the evening, which is normal. But I kind of had a flush face and wasn't feeling super great. And I was like, oh God, here we go. They're giving me hope that I'm going to go home tomorrow, and now I'm going to get a fever. Didn't end up happening. Everything was perfectly fine. And we got home yesterday around 2:30, 3 o'clock after we went and got all my medications and things like that. So I'm going to do a big photo drop at the bottom of this so you guys can kind of all see some of the stuff that I'm talking about. One of the things I was kind of dealing with while I was in the hospital is I just have a lot of water retention. The doctors were really, really surprised. Normally when you go in for a procedure like this, you lose a ton of weight, and just because you're not eating a lot, and it's very normal to drop anywhere from 20, sometimes 30 pounds, it just depends on what your appetite kind of does. I actually weigh more leaving than I did when I came in, but most of that is just because of all the water weight. So they did give me some Lasix the other day, which is just like they gave it to me in my IV, which is just like a diuretic that helps you kind of flush some of that out of your body. It did flush some, but I'm still kind of dealing with a little bit of it. My ankles were swollen really bad one night, but they're not too bad now. Now it's more up in my calves and up in my thighs. I just have a lot of that water retention in there. So I'm hoping over the next couple of days, and as the medications start kind of trickling off, that we don't have all that water retention. So that'd be good. Kids were obviously very, very ecstatic to see me. That was, we made it a surprise for them. We didn't tell them that I was coming home. When they got home off of the bus, they were very surprised and very excited. So made me feel really, really good. So as you can see in many of the photos, they're getting all of the fur love from the dogs and the cats and everybody. It's been a nice change of pace. Going on 2.5 weeks of not seeing them and not being able to cuddle and do stuff like that. All the things that I love with the pets. I wasn't able to do that, but I've been doing that now, and it's been fantastic. So I love getting that. So let's see what else. After I got home yesterday, we really just kind of relaxed for the most part. We didn't do a whole lot. It was a long day. I packing everything up, moving everything, coming back home. It doesn't seem like a lot for most people, but for me, that was a pretty taxing day. So we had a little bit of, we watched a little bit of TV with the kids, had a little bit of dinner, and then I really kind of just retreated back to the bedroom just to kind of rest and relax, and actually had the best night's sleep I've had in 3 weeks. It was fantastic. I think I woke up once, maybe twice in the middle of the night, once to go to the bathroom, which is a rarity because when I was in the hospital, I was waking up sometimes 5 and 6 times a night, but went to bed around 9 o'clock last night, got up around 7 today, just that rest was well needed. And I think everybody says it, that home is the best medicine, and it really is. So a lot of people that go through this procedure, when you get an auto transplant like this, if you live close enough to the hospital, a lot of them will actually let you just stay at home through the whole process, where you come to the hospital every day and just get labs to make sure that everything's good. And there's a reason for that. It's more therapeutic and more healing, and so I'm glad that I'm to that point with all of this, and it feels really good. And so far, so good. No issues as far as like being sick and stuff like that. That being said, we do have to be a little bit cautious with me around here. So we are making the kids wash their hands a lot more than what they normally have. That's a bit of a rarity for us. The kids wash their hands anyway, but we have to be a lot more diligent about it. So every time they come home from the bus or swim or anything like that, we just make them wash their hands as soon as they come in, especially if they're going to be really near me and hugging me and stuff like that. So, but I do have a little bit of an immune system, and I can kind of kick some things, but the problems that I'm, kind of running into now is like if I get a cold, it's not the end of the world. It just means that my cold is going to be much, much, much more severe than what it normally would be. So, where somebody has a cold and it lasts 2 to 3 weeks, mine could last 4 to 6 type of thing. So we just have to be very cautious with that. So for the next week, the doctors do want, like if I have visitors that don't live with inside the house, come over, or if I have someone in the studio or something like that, they do want everybody masking up, just as a safety precaution, just for the first week. After that, I will probably still mask up, but I'm not going to require anybody else to. It's not it's not necessary. It's more necessary for me, not necessary for them. So please don't be offended if you do decide to visit and come in. If we just ask you to wear a mask during that first week, I think it's just common courtesy, and I think most people understand that. And if not, hey, I'm more than willing to visit after that. I totally get it. So beyond that, I don't know. Today's been great. Stephanie's been making me all these smoothies. I ate a really big dinner last night, which was like big for me, since being in the hospital, so the appetite's back a little bit more. This morning, had a pretty nice little eggs smoothie, fruit, type of thing that Stephanie helped make, and she's been absolutely awesome through all of this. So thank you so much to my friends, family, support, and everything like that. And I know a lot of people have reached out to me, but even more important, if you've reached out to Stephanie just to check in on her, I'm very thankful for that, because that means a lot. One of my biggest concerns going into this was just making sure that she was taken care of, and it's a lot with the kids. The schedules are crazy, and it's really, really hard. So anyway, all things great. I loved being able to get to walk outside for once. I didn't even know what like fresh air was for the last 2 weeks. So it's been nice to get out and do that. So if you see us out walking and you want to say hi and you're in the neighborhood, please do. There's still a long road to recovery. I'm by no means self-sufficient right now. So Stephanie's at home helping take care of me for the next 3 or 4 days. At least, and possibly even beyond that. It just kind of depends on how my body reacts and how everything goes. But every day I'm getting a little bit more energy, a little bit more motivation, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without all the support of all of you guys and my friends and family. So thank you so much. As you can tell, I'm just really happy to be home, and everyone have a great week.